So, you wish to protect your home against pests, do you? I've seen many a traveler attempt it, and none make it out alive. This one time, I entered the chambers of a traveler, and I saw rocks scattered across the house like a madman. Bags of water with coin hung on the porch, and worst of all, the smell of Irish Spring. This is the Tales from the Crawl Space MythConceptions episode.
Good evening, cheese bags, boys and girls all around the world. It's time to have your mind blown and your butthole puckered with this next episode of Tales from the Crawl Space. I'm Jack, and my brother from another mother is on the other end of this microphone, Mr. Brad Harvey.
Jesus H. Christ, Jack, how you doing?
I'm been all right. I've had better fucking days, but I was
gonna say you're a lying sack of shit saying you're all right, man. After what you just told me.
I feel like someone beat me with a bat, but you know who's got my back? Mr. Jack Daniels.
There you go. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Uncle Jack, man.
No. I'm limping around the house looking like Julian.
Yeah. So yeah. Jack's taking some liquid disability benefits tonight, and I'm pretty much doing the same. It's been a rough day. We, we're not having near the bad weather that y'all are having up north, but down here in central Indiana, it's just been one of those days where it's been gray, it's been raining, it's been sleeting, some ice slushy shit and stuff like that. And, it's just one of those days you just rather curl up in bed and hibernate. And, being the field cheese bags that we are, we don't have that luxury. So, we just stick our head down and bulldoze through it and get it done. So here we are. It's Friday night and it's ready to kick back. We're ready to kick back and have a good time.
Damn right, man. I tell you, it's just cold and rainy here, which makes my rheumatiz act up. So I'm having a hell of a fucking time.
Oh yeah. And I got the gout and it's always messes with my toe. Messes with my toes and don't do much for my, because I got the piles too. So
what the fuck?
Yeah.
I did say something about butthole puckering.
Yeah. Tomorrow in single digit weather, I have the dubious honor of replacing the battery in my wife's 2002 Honda Accord.
Oh,
and I'm like, you know what? I could just throw a heater in the garage and, bring it in there and replace it. No, I can't because the battery's dead. I'm going to have to do this out in the driveway.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh, yeah. I'm just so goddamn looking forward to this.
Dude, buy it at Advance Auto. They'll change it for you. Or did it just die in the driveway?
It died in the driveway. I would have to take it to Advance Auto for that to happen. Yeah, it died in the driveway. The battery had been a little sluggish and just like, and then it would start and we were cool, and it's just one of those things. Hey, if the fucking car starts, we're good. But, one day she went out. Fortunately, she has the CRV to drive and, that's just our standby car, but sure would be nice to have that fucker running. So, I'm going to go out in single digit weather and take care of that. I already got the battery, so at least I don't have to go out in single digit weather and go buy the damn thing. So it's sitting in the garage waiting for me to get off my fat, lazy ass and replace it.
You don't have to go to Walmart where everybody's wearing pajamas and Uggs.
I went to AutoZone, and there used to be a Pet Boys up here, but Pet Boys decided, you know what, we're done selling fucking auto parts. We're just going to be a service, tires, lube, that kind of shit. And I was like, well, motherfuckers, that means I have to drive 4 miles extra to go get me an auto part. But AutoZone ended up buying half the build or taking over half the building that Pet Boys was in. So we're good. We got our, I got my auto parts store fairly close and, I'm going in there. I'm waiting for the battery. I hear this guy talking. He's like 50 years old. He's talking about being old. I said, dude, you have no idea what old is. He goes, oh yeah, what's old? I said, old is having to go buy your toenail clippers at Tractor Supply. So, that's right, because you need the 2 hand jobs, so it's like you get down there and just snap. Yeah,
the big old thick fungy nail, the big old thick fungy.
Yeah. No, fungus ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't know what it is, but you just seem to excrete extra protein out of your toes when you get older.
Oh my God! I saw a picture on Facebook of this dude with Crocs on, standing in line at a 7-Eleven. At the bottom of his feet looked like a old open thing of Play-Doh. All kinds of this cracks and shit. And
oh God,
it was bad. It was bad.
Oh, I know. The first time I ever saw somebody with toenail fungus really bad, I have not been able to eat a bugle ever since.
Fucking bugle.
It took me off of bugles for the rest of my life, man.
What the fuck, man?
You know, and Munchos aren't any better.
No, not at all. And they probably smell the same.
Oh, you know what?
Like
I
onions.
never thought of that. That's disgusting. I think I'm going to just go throw. You take over the show for a couple minutes. I'm gonna head to the John and puke.
Well, while he's vomiting, we have the subject of the show tonight is MythConceptions. I know I sound like Mike Tyson when I say that, but it's MythConceptions.
MythConceptions. That's ludicrous.
That's ludicrous. I'm gonna eat your babies. But it's if I can fucking say it. Thanks, Jack. Mr. Daniels. Myths and misconceptions in pest control, whether you've heard them from other technicians or your bosses or managers, or you've heard them from homeowners, shit that just doesn't make a goddamn bit of sense, but they think it works anyways. They've been watching the Ron Popeil version of pest control, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you what, Jack, if it wasn't for these misconceptions that people are trying, they try it the first time, realize it don't fucking work, and guess what they're doing next? They're calling us. That's right. Yeah. Mo money.
They'll call, but they're going to waste money on Ziploc bags and pennies.
And I have that filed under not my fucking problem.
That is definitely an SAP. That's somebody else's problem for sure.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, though. We put that out there earlier this week on Pest Control Humor Depot, my favorite group, and the response was just phenomenal. I mean,
oh hell yeah,
yeah, it was absolutely incredible, and so we got a lot of ground to cover tonight, and so let's just start off with you're going to be hearing the words Irish and spring a lot tonight.
Really? What does that do?
Oh. Apparently, Irish Spring is as we all know, it's a soap, and all the people in Ireland apparently use it. So I'm told. It's supposed to do everything that we're supposed to do, but for a lot less money. You put it out. You put it out. Excuse me. You put it out, and your mice go away. Your mosquitoes go away. Your 401k doubles. Your girlfriend's twat gets tighter, and it's just an amazing product. So,
or your boyfriend's butt. Let's be even-handed here. Your boyfriend's butt may get tighter.
Your boyfriend's butt. That's right. Let's be tolerant here. But all this happens from that little stinky ass bar of soap, and you know what? It's a crock of shit. So we're going to cover that tonight.
I've been using Ivory the whole time. What the fuck have I been doing?
I have been using whatever the hell Ellen buys on sale. And so got a lot of liquid soap in the house, which is cool, Yeah. So, but I did get a couple of good bars of soap for Christmas. And Daryl, you'll appreciate this because we're trying to start the conversation with, I bought a new bar of soap. And one of these days, Jack, I'll tell you about this. But anyway, so yeah, Ellen got me one that's a bourbon bar of soap. So I'm going to smell like a drunk every time I use it.
When's that different from any other day? What's going to change then? It's
not really. I mean, some days. Well, some days I smell worse than that. Some days I smell better than that. But
you're like, no, it's my soap. It's my soap. I'm not drinking. It's my soap.
It's my soap. Exactly. Yeah, I had a technician tell me that he's like, I was like, dude, you've been drinking. He goes, no, it's the hand sanitizer. I was like, the hand sanitizer, you don't clean your mouth out with hand sanitizer. You've been fucking drinking. And yeah, that was a bad scene. But anyway, so yeah, Irish Spring will be talked about tonight. So just be warned. But,
well, I'll tell you, we got a shitload from the dynamic duo.
Are you referring to the Team Nordquist?
Yes, I am. The amazing couple, the power couple, Candace and Brandon.
The Ozzy and Harriet of pest control.
Oh yes, for June and what was the name of the dad on the
Ward?
Leave It to Beaver. Ward, June and Ward.
Yeah.
The nuclear family that sets the example for all others.
Yeah, and ironically enough, their company is called Family Pest Control because, God damn it, they're a family.
We are family.
I got all my roaches with me.
Well, I tell you, they said one that sounds awful Christmassy to me. Cinnamon and cloves gets rid of mice. To me, that's what you put in apple cider, isn't it? Like for hot spice cider, it's cinnamon and cloves.
A nice bowl of pest control waffle. Yes.
So you have like a bunch of holiday scented mice running around.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, but then they leave their piss and shit everywhere. So you know what? No, I'm okay with that. No, cinnamon and cloves do not get rid of mice.
No. But I tell you, speaking of piss and shit, apparently dog poop and mole holes makes them go away.
Is that right?
If I don't have a dog, I mean, do I shit in them myself? I mean, do I go out and grunt one out in the yard every hole I find, or what?
Jack, I can't tell you how many times I've stepped in dog shit doing mole jobs. I'm dubious to this one. Yeah.
I remember having to wrap the power spray hose around my shoulder and tiptoe through the yard so I don't drag the hose through dog shit.
Oh, that's even worse. Because then you're back at the rig, and if you're one of these OCD techs and your reel has to just be perfectly rewound and everything, you got your hand on that, right? And as you're either cranking it or you're pushing the button, letting the electric thing do its job, and sooner or later that gazunga is going to smack that index finger and thumb, and it's going to stay there the whole time you're reeling that hose up, and you're smearing it all over the rest of your hose.
I just had a bad flashback. I just had a flashback.
My God. Don't get me started on the smell. And this is why we always tell you cheese bags to glove up. Because, gloves will atone for so many sins.
Well, I used to keep a mung rag in the truck for just that occasion because, like, in the morning, even if it's a clean yard and it's been, like, dew on the grass and stuff, the fucking thing is soaked. So I always have a mung rag I use to put on the hose just to keep my hand from getting funky. Yeah,
I did that once, but my mug rag, it must have caught on because I had to splice the hose one time. It caught on the clamp and sucked right into the reel, and I was like, "It's going to be a couple of days before I see that fucking rag again."
Yeah, I've had that happen too. God damn it!
Oh shit!
Put a pain in the ass, man.
Oh my god! So, I knowing Candace, I assume she had a lot more myths on the box.
Oh yeah, my house is clean or expensive or new or a combination of the three, so I can't have insert pest here. So apparently, brand new homes don't get pests.
Oh no, not at all. Oh Jesus Christ! I can't tell you how many damn times I've gone into a brand new fucking house and it's the garage, the attic, and everything's just total mouse turds or beetles, ants, things like that. I mean, that damn thing's open before they finish it. So all these bugs are going to come in and say, "Hey, this is nice. Let's hang out here for a while." And that is the crockest of shits.
Well, don't say that to away team pest offense because they're the ones that put those tubes in the wall. And they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, that you need to have us treat from the outside. We don't even have to come in your house. We'll just put this little thing on the nozzle and this little football-looking plastic thing on the outside of your house, and we'll treat the inside of your wall voids because that's where all your bugs are coming from anyways.
Yeah. That's actually
bullshit.
A pest control technician's dream because you don't have to actually talk to the customer.
Oh, believe me, customers will find a way to talk to you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, anybody that's in this business, with the exception of a few douchebags, will tell you, this job would be great if we didn't have to talk to the customers because they're the ones that will always ruin your day.
Speaking of which, the next one on the list from the power couple was tenants think that you work for them.
Oh, I know.
I'm sorry, motherfucker. Unless you're the property manager, you can go suck a dick.
Exactly. You can suck it. And tenants crack me up. Because it's like, oh yeah, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. It's like, okay, how about no?
How about no?
How about no? I think you might have skipped one there, Jack. One of my favorite ones is I can do your job.
Oh, I did miss that one. Yes,
that is probably the great myth of the ages. And I actually had that situation tonight. I was, William the Merciful tonight gave me an extra stop on my way, before I went home. It was an emergency service for this construction company. And they're like, we've got flies in our second floor. We need a service today. How long have you been dealing with? 2 weeks. So, and so we go up there. I get up there William the Merciful did, kind of vet the situation and ask him, some questions about what's going on, sanitation and so forth. One of the questions was, do you have any houseplants up there? And they're like, no, we don't. I get there. I go into this office. I'm looking on the windowsill. There's fungus fucking gnats everywhere. And I look up and I see 3 extremely overwatered philodendrons.
Oh, yeah.
So there's your problem. Yeah. So I basically, I gave them the spiel, let them dry out completely. And then once they dry out, you water them again. Only use 50% of the water you've been using. I could have said 25% and these plants would have been okay. That's how wet these were. And she goes, well, I only water them once a week. I said, shift to watering them every other day, but don't water them as damn much. And, that fungus will dry out. Then the fungus gnats will go away. And so I get out there. And of course they have it's up on the second floor. The second floor has its own receptionist, and of course she is a major gatekeeper. And she's like, "Well, what about the other offices?" I said, "The other offices aren't the problem, ma'am. It's like I walked past the other offices on the way to this one. Nobody had houseplants but this woman, and she had by far the most fungus gnats in there. So, well, why aren't you checking the offices? Because I know they're in there. There's other ones in there." It's like I walked down to the next office. There was 2 fungus gnats sitting on the windowsill. I said, that's because they're coming from the other one. And I said, you know what? Just to shut her the fuck up because it's Friday. It's freezing rain outside. I want to get the hell home so I can get to my Woodford Reserve bourbon that I got from Richard Turner. Thank you very much, sir. And get on with my life. And so, I gave her a couple shots of Alpine Bait in there just to shut her up. And, because she is a fully licensed and registered technician by the Office of the Indiana State Chemist. So she knows exactly what she's talking about better than I do.
Well, two things about that. First of all, some customers want you to run down every single fucking fly they have. They want you to fucking run them down and kill them all before you leave.
Yeah. In a commercial situation, Jack, you know what that is? That is someone that needs more stuff to do because they obviously have time to fuck with the bug man. So that means they need some more, clerical duties or, maybe, empty the trash or whatever the fuck. Maybe scrub that black ring around the water line in the toilets in the men's room. Yeah, we're good with that.
Well, I'll tell you, one time I was at this customer's house, and he was giving me the spiel about being able to do my job. And that he was, all you got to do is walk around with stuff and spray everything. That's all you got to do. I can do your job. I don't know what the fuck I'm paying you for. So what you do is you sit there. I was listening to him, and I was fingering that little wheel on the handle of your B&G that locks your valves to keep it from spraying. Mm-hmm. So it's while he was talking, I was just slowly setting that wheel all the way down to the lock position so the handle wouldn't depress. And I was like, fine. And I set the B&G down with the wand is in its little cradle and said, please show me. He grabbed the fucking B&G. He couldn't get it to spray for shit. I'm like, well, is there a problem? Is there something wrong? I mean, it's...
Jesus Christ.
So I grabbed it back from him, and as I grabbed the handle, I kind of spun that wheel up. I think it just started spraying. I'm like, what's the problem? The sprayer's fine. Oh, he fucking hated that. So he stormed off. Fuck that motherfucker.
That's beautiful, man. That is fucking beautiful.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah.
My God. Oh, Brandon had to say that apparently having facial hair 100% affects your job performance.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, and Brandon says he thinks it's because the gingers couldn't grow any facial hair anyways. So, that's their problem. But no, apparently, I mean, that means I must be completely fucking worthless with my beard. I got my womb broom and everything going on.
Yeah, I have to take issue with that one, Jack, because I know a few gingers that can grow facial hair, and those particular gingers I do not fuck with 100%. I give them a wide berth, because if they can actually squeeze hair out of that, man, there's no telling what else they can do. So, like
Mr. Tormund Giant Spain from Game of Thrones, Tormund Giant, that big motherfucker. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, that's a prime example. Oh man.
Paul Bunyan was a ginger, wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
He was.
Yeah.
Oh well, I don't know what the fuck that popped in my head. It just did. Thanks, Jack.
We'll have to look into
that. Let's see. I got sticky traps or more humane than snap traps.
Ooh, really?
Okay, then. Yeah.
Yes. Nothing says kindness like letting another living being struggle to a slow and agonizing death and some sticky traps. Now, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy watching that, but taking this myth for what it's worth, no, it's totally not. I know if I want to die, if I'm going to die, I want to be flipped off like a light switch. It's like, now I'm here, now I'm not. I don't want to sit there and have to ponder my own mortality while struggling in something that it's like I'm trying to figure out how to get out of, and then the despair of not being able to get out of it, envelops me just before I go off into that good night and answer for a lot of the shit I did in my life.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, in the absence of snap traps and glue boards, apparently live capturing and relocating is better than unaliving a rodent. So, and most of those motherfuckers just take it to the tree line of their backyard and let it go. Where the fuck do you think it's going to go? It's going to come right back to your fucking house.
Jack, you and I are hundreds of miles away right now, but when you actually read that thing, I smelled the reek of patchouli coming out of my speakers and just enveloping it, creating this level of nausea that I have not felt in weeks.
Oh, and that chick had hairy armpits. She had hairy armpits.
I know she did. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
nothing like looking like she got buckwheat in a headlock.
Yeah, that's probably not the only overly hairy thing she had.
70s bush.
Yeah, that's right. Fucking bearskin panties.
Wow. And that's what she's not wearing any. So
that's right.
Okay. I don't understand why we have so many rodents, and me pointing to the 300 bird feeders outside next to the wood line.
It's almost as if those damn mice didn't eat seeds and shit.
I know. What's that about? Why? They're bird feeders. Birds eat from those, not mice. What are you talking about, Mr. Brad?
Yeah, exactly. Well, if anybody's watched a bird eat, they're a sloppier eater than I am. It's like, I leave a debris field every time I eat a meal, but it doesn't compare to birds. It's like, oh, that's just the husk. The hell it is. They stick them little pointy ass beaks in there. And then they just like motorboat the damn pile of food, and it's flying everywhere. And it gets down there, and mice or rats and things like that are going to be like, now's my time to shine, and get in there and just grind on that shit. So yeah, and then the people that like buy these like 2,000-pound bags of bird seed from Walmart, and what do they do when they get home? They plop it right in their damn garage. Next thing you know, these mice and shit are building like a Hogan's Heroes tunnel right through the bag, and just chowing down. And then you open up the bag, you got this like 5-pound mouse sitting in the middle of that bag, just like on its back, just like, what's up, man?
Well, I'll tell you, to segue on that one, you could have the big old fat cat sitting beside watching it going, I know nothing. I know nothing. Because people go, I can't have rodents. I have a cat.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some lazy fucking cats in my lifetime. I've watched mice run right by a fucking cat, and he didn't even bother.
Yeah, that cat is more concerned about what the fucking the string on your window blinds is doing than they are worried about what the rodent level in your house.
If it ain't fancy feast prepared in a dish, you don't want none.
Oh hell yeah! And one of those little like a Woodford crystal, Waterford crystal dish, and cats are. I know there's people out there that are listening that like cats, but god damn it, cats are fuck. Cats are high maintenance.
Well, here's one's going to get some women riled up here. So let's see, Madeline, Sarah Jessica, Paula, Candace,
the Candaces.
Yes, all you ladies out there.
Yes, all of you, vagina card holders out there.
Jerusha, here's one for you. Are you sure you can do this? You're a woman.
Oh,
what the fuck, man? I'm sorry.
Oh.
What does the fact that you have indoor plumbing have to do with pest control? I mean, look, you sit down to pee, I stand up to pee. You can set a snap trap just as good as I can. Where's the issue here? I'm sorry. That's just chauvinistic bitch motherfucker shit.
I can't believe we're still having this conversation.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. Do you remember the episode we had with Jerusha and the shit that she would get from her customers?
I do remember that.
It's fucking bullshit. I mean, I'm guaranteed that woman can run circles around a lot of people out there.
Yeah, the one, and absolutely. And not look at they run circles as far as the work, but they always have the best replies to shit like that too. And me being an old man, I can't remember any of them, but I know I've heard several, and they're freaking epic.
Well, when you deal with assholes every fucking day, it's kind of just you got them loaded up, ready just for some asshole to spout his mouth off. So
that is true. That is true. Oh my god, that one totally blows me away anymore.
And the last one from the power duo here is a regional one. They go, I have brown recluses, and they don't have brown recluse in Oregon. So,
they don't.
But no, but they guess that they think they saw one. They saw one. I mean, the littlest wolf spider will be a tarantula. I've always said that the size of the pest is in direct proportion to the fear of the pest.
That's true. Now that kind of surprises me that they don't have brown recluses up there on the Oregon coast, because I mean, if you look at Pest Control Humor Depot, my favorite group, everything's a fucking brown recluse.
Well, yeah, but that's a whole different thing. It's just not Oregon.
Okay, I get that. So, holy crap, man! These guys were made of myths.
Yeah, they were. It was awesome. That's a comprehensive fucking list, is what it is.
It's great, and this is why we love them so much, right, Jack?
Most definitely, they are awesome fucking people, and I'm glad to know them. That's for goddamn sure.
Indeed, I am as well. So, what else you got?
Let's see. Stella Chilton's termite and pest popped in and said, "Bubblegum in mounds will get rid of moles." And then
that's interesting.
Then the queen of the Pest Control Humor Depot chimed in on that one and said, "It plugs up their buttholes."
You know what? That actually makes perfect sense. That's the only way I could see this actually working.
If I see a mole running around with a bubblegum bubble sticking out his ass, then I might believe it.
Yeah, do moles fart? Well, we're going to find out. Oh, man.
And here's one that I've heard and I've seen lately on TikTok quite a bit. It went viral for a bit in the fall. Curtis Miles said, "I've always heard from customers that if you hang a paper bag, the hornets will not build a nest in that area."
You know what? I don't know. I have heard that as well. I've never seen it put into practice, whether or not it works. I could kind of see the logic. Maybe hornets are territorial and stuff, but oh my God, that's paper, man. It's like, I could see wasps and shit like nibbling on that to build their own nests. Because it's got to be a lot easier to chew than that fucking wood post that your porch is made out of.
Oh, yeah. No, you'd think so. And Curtis Miles also said that he serviced the Poconos, and hand to God, he says, the real estate agents tell the homeowners that there are no termites because the soil is too rocky.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's what he says.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what the fuck that
Wow.
shit's about. And I got one more. I got one from our good friend from the international episode, Mario Filippi. And he, first of all, I love that guy too. He goes, "Hey, Jack, what's up? This is my misconception story. In 2009, the National Health Foundation published a scorpion control manual intended for various health entities in the county, municipal, state, etc. This manual states that scorpion control should be based solely on environmental maintenance and the collection and elimination of found scorpions, as insecticides are not effective. This information has been disseminated to the general population, and experts replicate it in the newspapers, TV, and on the internet to point out to the point where it's become widely accepted as truth. However, the same Ministry of Health issues registrations for various products recommended for scorpion control, which are highly effective. Pest controllers perform this type of service with excellent results. Due to the misinformation spread by the, in quote, experts, we are often labeled as liars when offering scorpion control. Many people believe that we're trying to scam them out of money, even when we show the insecticide label indicating that the product is suitable for that type of work. Today, we observe a significant increase in scorpion-related incidents, including fatalities, as many people refrain from implementing control measures, thinking that there are no effective insecticides against scorpions. Some associations of urban pest controllers and research institutes are campaigning to educate the population and health organizations, trying to clarify the truth, but there's still much work to be done. So you get one agency telling you it's one thing, and everybody just follows right along, apparently.
It's almost as if Brazil is being ran by the United States government.
It sounds that way. It really does. I mean,
shit. Wow.
I think Fauci changed jobs, I guess.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Must have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess sometime this week Fauci came out and basically fessed up to everything that we already knew. And it's like, he was just, he was following the directives of the government. He was actually making none of these decisions as far as, social distancing, masking, quarantining, said blah, 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 fucking blah. And, it's that sounds about right. Indeed.
Fucking Fauci.
Fuck the Fauci. The Fauci can suck it.
Yes, the Fauci can suck it. But that's what I got. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in on my post for that. I really appreciate it. That's good shit.
Awesome. Well, fortunately, Jack and I both sent simultaneous posts on this subject, and I got some stuff too. Derek Light, fellow attendee at the Purdue, the 2024 Purdue Pest Management Conference. I was out there on Tuesday, had a great time. And Derek, it was great. It was great to share that space with you. And I also want to give a shout out to a couple other people that I actually got to meet, and one that I didn't catch their name. Let's see, Tom Ernst. He's actually up there in Lafayette, home of Purdue University. He and I got to spend a little quality time together and chat up. We've been talking on Messenger and through Pest Control Humor Depot, my favorite group. So it was great to finally meet him, and nothing excites me more than getting to meet cheese bags out in the wild. I mean,
yeah,
when you're on a group like this, and you got people from all over the world on it, and just actually seeing somebody in the flesh, it just gives me a charge, and I just really that's one of the high points of the whole thing. So Tom,
that's awesome.
It was great to meet you. Tristan Rouse, it was great to meet you too. I'm glad you were able to take one of the cards for Tales from the Crawl Space podcast, and hopefully you're going to listen to tonight's show. And welcome to the show.
Hell yeah, welcome.
And Gene Hilger, yes, I did get my coffee, and I also knew that was a theater, and I didn't care because I didn't have my coffee. But you know what? Bottom line is, I got my coffee. It was a great time when I actually saw that you were there and you weren't somebody texting, commenting from Germany, and that you were actually on the spot, man. And seeing you up there in the coffee in the room where we got our coffee was kind of special. So I was glad to meet you, and also a person that I don't believe is a cheese bag. But I hope he does listen to our podcast, and I did pimp the podcast to him, is the one and only Pete Chopin. got a chance to meet him and, spend a couple of minutes with him talking. And Jack, he does send his regards. And
Awesome.
I had a great time up there. I learned some things. It was just an awesome experience. And to be, 32 years in the business, this was my first time up at Purdue. And so it was good. I hope I can make it out there again. Hopefully my leg feels a little bit better. I had to get an aisle seat so I could stick my left leg out because I tore my tore a hamstring a couple weeks ago, and it's still blowing me shit. So anyway, back to Derek. Derek says from the Purdue Pest Conference, Dr. Oy said that she heard lemon oil and vinegar would kill termites. I've been told that mothballs would repel mice, yet I've seen them eat through a box of mothballs stored in a barn.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I've seen that shit.
Yeah.
But so like salad dressing for mice?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Termites. Salad dressing for termites.
Like termites, they would like a little bit of vinaigrette with their wood.
That's what it sounds like.
Exactly. Yeah, Dr. Oy, that was a good presentation. She when she came, when she first hit the stage, I mean, I was getting TED Talk vibes the whole day, because they get up on stage. We were in a theater, they were talking, and but she got up, she asked the crowd, she goes, "What's the biggest challenge to you guys, and as far as termites is concerned out in the field?" My response loudly was rocks. I fucking hate rocks. Whenever I go out and I do a termite proposal and I see rock mulch around the house, it automatically goes up about $400. Because I know I'm going to be on my hands and knees scooping rocks out. Because you can get in there with a shovel, you can get in there with a hoe, but at the end of the day, all them damn rocks just go rolling back into your trench and you're fucked. And she goes, "Who said rocks?" I said, "Rocks." And she goes, "We're going to get back to rocks." And she did get back to rocks. And so one of my myths that I wanted to bring out is that people that think they if they don't put wood mulch or any type of mulch like that, and they only use rock mulch around their house, they're gonna somehow not have to worry about termites. Like it's some sort of, as JT said, impenetrable moat around your house. That's going to be bad. But it's actually the opposite, because according to Dr. Oy, anything that you put around your house is going to retain moisture, especially when you got these rocks in there. You got that plastic underneath or landscape fabric. It's gonna help moisture accumulate at your foundation, and termites are just their little termite nipples are going to get really hard, and they're going to head towards they're going to look towards the house. It's going to be a much more attractive environment to them than So she really didn't say what the answer to that was. Because wood mulch has its own issues and everything. I think when it comes to termites, you're just fucked.
I totally got a Buffalo Bill vibe from that. Would you eat that? I do. I'd totally eat that. I'd eat that.
I'd eat that hard. I'd eat that so hard.
So hard.
Yeah. Goodbye horses playing in the background. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. Mothballs and vinaigrette, man. Sounds like a great side dish. So
oh yeah. I mean that's how I get it at Golden Corral. So yeah.
There you go. That's the only thing edible at Golden Corral. Derek White, thank you so much for your contribution. So let's go to my buddy Brian Leone. Coffee grounds for roaches.
That's a new one on me.
That is a new one on me too. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead just automatically and say no, because everything on here is just a big fat fucking no anyway. It's like, I don't see that, because I mean, I have ran so many damn roaches out of coffee makers and Keurigs and stuff like that.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't see that. I would see that be a myth right there.
Well, speaking of coffee grounds, I had a job I was on. I think I posted a picture several years ago on the depot, where this guy had moles. So we put coffee grounds and hot sauce in the mole runs. And I was like,
was he on dog turds?
Apparently, I don't think he had a dog, so I guess that's what he was doing. But yeah, it was coffee grounds and hot sauce in the mole run, and I kind of laughed at it. But what the fuck? I think you want a place to put the coffee grounds. I don't know.
Right.
There's someone to put them in your garden. At least they're good for something.
Man. Reagan Meese adds cinnamon / mint / marigold / citrus / bleach / vinegar / diatomaceous earth gets rid of insects. Now I'm on board with everything except the diatomaceous earth. As far as diatomaceous earth getting rid of insects, it's not going to get rid of everything. And actually, it does a good job. But when the homeowner does it, they're like taking like a tablespoon of the diatomaceous earth and creating these big piles of shit, this shit everywhere they go. Yeah, that's not going to work. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
The best way to apply diatomaceous earth is put it in something that when you apply it, you can't see it coming out of the applicator. That's how that shit rolls. And diatomaceous earth is effective, but it's slow as fuck. But it will get rid of some insects. When oh gosh, who was it? Whitmire came out with Mother Earth dust, which is just diatomaceous earth. Right. I had an apartment that I had a problem with odorous house ants, and this was before Termidor was labeled for ants and that kind of shit. And I was just trying to figure out how to get them out of the apartments. I didn't give two shits whether or not they were outside. I just didn't want to get all these damn entries in my logbook for the apartments. So got some Mother Earth dust at the Big Green Tea, took some out, threw some in a duster, went out, did some treatment with it, and damn if those damn things does. Odorous house ants apparently do not like to be around Mother Earth dust. Because the following, a couple weeks later, my shit went and my calls went way down on those. And I would have to say diatomaceous earth does do a job. It's not for everything, but all these other ones, cinnamon, mint, marigolds. So definitely.
No.
Reagan goes on, and let's see, he's got multi-level marketing progress can ward off anything. Thieves.
Well, speaking of Big Green Tea about the diatomaceous earth, the chief entomologist from the Big Green Tea, when I sat in his office one day before we went to the titty bar, he said that anything is repellent if you use too much of it. Too much of anything is repellent. So keep that in mind, boys and girls. Even if it's supposed to be something like Phantom or Termidor or whatever, when you use way too much of it, it's repellent. So
it's going to drive them off. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. One of the things that we covered when I was at Purdue, we were talking about like pyrethrin products and stuff being repellent. I guess there's been some field studies out there that are showing it's not as repellent as everybody thinks, and they'll walk across it. It's not an effective control measure when it's non-repellent, but they'll still blast over it. Yeah, so it's the stuff that's repellent that kills slow that's going to do the best, because they're going to take the active ingredient back to wherever the fuck they came from, pass along to the other ones and stuff like that. That's a mode of action of products like Termidor and Phantom and so forth. I don't know if that works with because they're saying pyrethrin isn't as repellent as they say. I don't know if it works that way with them or not, but that's just what I heard at Purdue.
But they'll go out looking for water, though, right? They'll go out looking for water and die.
Yeah,
that's how it works, right?
Absolutely. So. But multi-level marketing products. I'm assuming this guy is talking about stuff like Pesty and ultrasonics and stuff like that. And but yeah, he's right. Everybody thinks that those are the be all to end all. You can't really blame the consumer. Let's face it. Pest control is a part of good housekeeping, and it's not the cheapest thing in the world. But 9 times out of 10. The best, the cheapest pest control product you can have is a damn, bottle of detergent, a rag, and the freaking willingness to clean your fucking house. But people don't want to hear that. So here we are. Here we are making money off of their apathy and laziness. So I'll take it. So,
hell anyway.
Yeah. So Reagan also says having solid concrete, brick, etc. walls mean you can't have rodent problems. Laughs in Walmart.
I did pest control in Baltimore. I call bullshit on that one.
Absolutely.
My
I call bullshit
God.
on the strongest terms.
Yeah. God damn.
Oh my God. I can't tell you how many times I've seen mice pick at a freaking weak spot in a concrete building, just enough to get them little grains of concrete off, just enough for them to squeeze their little furry asses in there and create havoc.
I watched a rat the size of a dachshund chew holes in a cinder block wall. Watched him do it. So yeah.
Yeah. It's good for that lime and that activated lime and shit in the concrete. It's good for diarrhea. So yeah, he was probably killing two birds with one stone there. Having cats means you'll never have rodent issues. I think we covered that already. Yeah. Spraying an ant mound thoroughly means you've dealt with the problem.
Of course.
Jack, I'm going to give you this one.
It's like saying Bukkake's going to get her pregnant. That's what that is. I shot it on your face. Where's the baby?
That's right. Yeah. Unless she gives birth out of her nostril. Oh man. Yeah,
that works every time.
That's really not the best, because there are such things as escape holes and stuff like that, in ant colonies. So whatever.
Yeah, I like to shoot it. I like to shoot it in the escape hole.
In the escape hole? Yeah, that's right.
It's like the 5-hole.
The 5-hole? Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of holes, sealing holes and cracks before dealing with the problem stops the problem altogether. Okay, what about the shit you've just entombed inside the structure?
Right, you got a house full of bees, so if you close the door, the bees can't leave. There's that.
That is when I was taking calls for stinging insect services, yellow jackets, and things like that. I would every time somebody would say, "We've been dealing with this for about a month. I saw them coming out. I took some caulk and I sealed it up." I was like, "Oh, holy shit!" Because they've come out inside somewhere, and that's when they finally called. Because their son's birthday party is tomorrow, and he's highly allergic to bee stings. So
we wait till the last minute to call, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And this doesn't go. This just doesn't go for yellow jackets and stuff. It's also mice and things like that. You can seal the stuff off, keep it from coming in. That's great, but you still got the job of harvesting what's in there. So
right.
So get your trap set out and get ready to go see them in a few days. So,
amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah. So hey Reagan, thanks a bunch for those. Hey, let's talk about what Melissa Tessman wants to say, and this is a very entomology myth, which they really dig over there. There's a lotion going around that has spider pheromone in it, and they are attracting to humans. To be clear, it's not meant to do that. And she goes, I don't believe it. So yeah, apparently there's a lotion that you put on your skin, and it must smell like brown reclusy, and so you're getting all these horny spiders coming at you, wanting to have some
hot spider love,
hot stinky spider sex, and which is apparently a thing over at entomology. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. I could see something like that happening, but not in this lifetime. So anyway,
they're lonely people over there, aren't they? They're pretty lonely people over there in entomology.
Oh, they are. They are. Bless their hearts, though. There's you get 100,000 edgelords together and make a Facebook group. So anyway, so thanks a lot for that one, Melissa. So let's go to Joe Ramirez. Joe Ramirez goes, this isn't so much a myth as it is a straight lie that I've heard customers say the previous guy told her. Yeah, the mice think the yellow part on the snap trap is cheese, so I don't have to bait it.
I got a personal one for that. I had a guy that worked for me when I was working for the second largest school system in the country, and that's exactly what he thought. That the Victor snap traps with the expanded trigger that have little holes in them like Swiss cheese, he thought that meant he didn't have to bait them. So, yeah, I've dealt with that one personally.
Good Lord. What the hell are those holes for, Jack?
Aesthetically pleasing, maybe. I don't know, to make them say, ooh, look, there's cheese from a distance, and go, ooh, look, there's peanut butter. and then then snap.
Okay.
Just my guess.
I always thought it was so you could take whatever attractant you got and you can squeeze it into those holes so it like set up and kind of like anchor it. And so because that's the one thing that pissed me off every time about peanut butter, because the mouse would get up there and, if you got a really bright mouse, he'll get up there and he'll just like lick the peanut butter off just ever so lightly. And he'll be persistent. He'll stay there forever and just lick these little tiny licks, I mean, it's, the tonguesmanship is envy of everybody. But
that's what she said.
And yeah, exactly. And clean that damn peanut butter off there and not set that trap off. Now, what I like to do is I like to use things like, of course, my wonderful, Betty Crocker cake frosting. That stuff and also some squeeze cheese, and the aerosol can thing. I'd get it in there, I'd shoot it into those holes real good. And then kind of flatten it out on the bottom so it would like create an anchor after it dries a little bit. So that mouse has to actually tug on that damn trigger and boom, lights out. It's a beautiful thing. And it works. It works very well doing it that way. Yeah, nothing pisses me off than coming up and seeing a trap that hasn't been tripped, but all the bait's gone. So it's like, all right, I have failed here.
I did a little something different, but it worked for me. Is if you look at the head of the trigger, right where it meets the staple that holds the bail on, there's that little trench, right? That little trench right at the head of the trigger, right?
Yeah,
like right where the staple is that holds the whole thing together. And I'll get peanut butter or squeeze cheese or fudge and pack it down in that trench. So they actually have to get up. They have to actually get up on the trigger to get to that trench to get what's out of it. And it's always worked for me.
Well, I know what you're saying. I always try to keep that trench clean because that's where my little trip arm goes. Is that right? And so when you set the trap, your little trip arm, the end of your trip arm goes in there. And kind of holds the things that. Am I thinking the wrong one? Okay.
The Victor with the expanded triggers that has a little cheese piece with a little triangle thing sticking up that you like stick floss or something in. But right before you get to the part where where your little trip thing goes in, there's a little rectangular trench right before that on the trigger.
I've got my eyes closed trying to envision a Victor trap. I think I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah, it's that little rectangular thing. I'm actually, since on camera, I'm going to pull it up while you read the next one so I can show you.
Okay, cool. All right. So, hey, Joe, thanks a lot for that one. Ian Dobbs. And here we go. Irish Spring soap as a mice deterrent. Usually seen it at my older customer's house. Now, I got to go along with Ian on that, but yeah, I mean, the older the person, the more Irish Spring you're going to be seeing thrown out. The thing with Irish Spring is mice apparently find it delicious because I just did a mouse clean out on a house out in Beech Grove. I go upstairs and now this place is a disaster area. I mean, this guy, bless his heart, he's had some medical issues, and I've been trying to work with him. It's one of those customers that you just kind of feel bad for. He's trying to stay independent and everything. But I go up there, I go into his upstairs bathroom, I open up the linen closet in the bathroom, and on the floor is like a whole case of Irish Spring. The mice have just eaten the shit out of this soap, and I'm just like, good God. And another instance was last year I was doing this. I was doing a proposal on a commercial kitchen, and they've got Irish Spring chunks laying out behind the fixtures and the appliance, the grill and the fryer and stuff like that. I looked out there. I'm seeing mice just like sitting on top of the bars of soap, just looking at me like, "What's up, Brad? Hey, welcome to so and so's kitchen." And I'm just like, no, I don't. I have no idea why the Irish Spring myth came about. I don't know how it came about, but God, it just wallows in wrongness, man.
Oh yeah. Hey, check your message. I just sent you a message with that thing on the trigger.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I want you to see what I'm talking about there.
Yeah. All right. Yep. I got you now. Yep.
I pack that thing tight with peanut butter or fudge or something, and they actually got to crawl up on the fucking trigger to get to it.
Okay. Yeah, you see that part on there where the V is cut out on there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that's where I would shoot. I would put the tip of the squeeze cheese can in that and give it a shot. It would like smudge over it and smudge under it, and it would like create like an anchorage for the squeeze cheese. And then when it's set up a little bit, the mice would go in there and have to tug on it to get it off there, and I'd catch them every damn time.
I do that with dental floss or something. When I can't get them on baits, I'll use nesting material and put dental floss something on it and kind of tie it on there. And they have to get up and try to tug on it to get it off, and that usually gets them. Definitely
good for rats, for sure. And so Jonathan McDowell, thank you for this one, said, yeah, the rodenticide makes mice run away and look for water and makes them not stink when they die. How desperate are we as an industry for sales that we would come up with with a line of complete bullshit like that?
Cockamamie bullshit.
That is incredible. That not stink when they die? No. You got to be upfront with your customers. It's like, okay, a lot of times they're they may die in the wall and it's going to dry up. Their bodies are so small and not going to produce any odor that you're going to notice. And then, 100,000 years from now, archaeologists will be sweeping this site and they'll find these little tiny mouse skeletons and they'll make up some elaborate story about a volcano and shit like that. I always tell my customers, the reality is sometimes it happens, but you know what? A dead mouse is a hell of a lot easier to chase down than a live one. And they're just like, okay, I'm good with that. Or they'll be like, I just had my husband pick it up or whatever, So yeah. Don't bullshit your customers like that, people. Come on. And as far as the to run away to look for water, I think that one stems from, the rodenticides we use are largely anticoagulants. We're basically producing chemically induced hemophilia in these rodents that are eating this stuff. One of the symptoms of an anticoagulant poisoning is dehydration, but that doesn't mean they're going to go look for a big icy cold drink of something out of a Tony Spangler tumbler. That you could find, that you guys can find at Spangler Art. Take a look at them on Facebook. If I was a mouse and I had just gotten poisoned by a bunch of say fur strike or something, and I would be suffering from dehydration, I would be looking everywhere. And the first place I would go is Tony Spangler, because I know that if I'm drinking something out of a Tony Spangler tumbler, it's going to be ice cold. It's going to be ice cold for a long time. So it could have been sitting there all day long. And I know if I climb up to that fucker and put my little mouse lips around the stainless steel urethral sounding rod that Tony Brink sends out with every one of his tumblers, I'm going to get a refreshing drink out of that, Jack. And yeah.
Just to refresh my memory, I'm not supposed to use the brush for my actual urethra.
Jack, when you buy a Tony Spangler tumbler, you own a Tony Spangler tumbler. So every bit of the accessories that come with it are yours to do with what you will.
Okay, because it hurts a little.
So if brushing the lining of your urethral passage with the thing that was actually meant to clean the sounding rod is your bag, baby, then I say go for it.
Okay, because I cry a little when I do that.
You do?
Just a little. I do. I orgasm, but I cry.
Is there any video of this?
I can make one.
Let me get back to you on that one. But damn, and as a mouse, I can climb up some of the damnedest things. I can, there's certain walls that I can climb up to unassisted. I will straddle things, but if I was to start climbing up a Tony Spangler tumbler, I'm confident that I would be in good shape because the rubber bottom on these things are just keep that thing steady as I'm ascending up Paula's beautiful face through her past her aviator sunglasses and right up to that sounding rod. And I'll tell you what, man. If there's something that you want to see on a tumbler, Tony can do it for you. Tony and Leanne, they're the bomb. So,
hell yeah,
you can get these things at SpanglerArt.com, and take a look at Facebook. They've got a great page, Spangler Art. They've got a lot of their designs on there already. I'm sure that they would be more than happy to accommodate anything that they've already displayed. They can reproduce and get out to you.
Hell yeah!
And if it's something that's in your own fertile mind, and you get an image to them, I'm sure they can work with you on that. So check them out.
Damn right. I own several. Love every one of them. They're fantastic. Spangler Art on Facebook, spanglerart.com. And if you're a cheese bag, you can find Tony bopping around the Pest Control Humor Depot, our favorite page.
Yeah, that's right. You got that right. He is very prolific on the depot. So yeah, check him out, guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I got to say, Yoko gave me one, and Yoko makes my pantalones en fuego. But she also said that she's heard about painting the ceiling of your porch blue will prevent wasps from putting nests on your porch. I've seen a lot of blue ceilings on porches with wasps on them. I think that's more of a myth. I know the haint blue thing is supposed to keep ghosts from getting in your house. That's an old Southern thing, like Savannah, Georgia, the haint blue color. But I never knew that. I don't put any stock in the fact that a blue ceiling of your front porch will prevent wasps.
Yeah, that wallows in mythness.
It does. But thank you, Yoko, for that.
Indeed. Love you, Yoko.
Love you, baby.
Yeah. Well, so Matt Martell. Another one about the customers that hang paper bags around the outside of the house because the other wasps think it's a bigger nest and they won't build there. He goes, bonus points when you watch the paper wasps actively chewing on the paper bags, which is what I just brought up. It's like, hey,
you sure did.
Free paper. I can make a nest out of this. Fuck all you wasps and hornets. Oh my God. Kyle Parker. I serviced a really rough Section 8 complex many years ago. One guy said he doesn't have bugs because he mops with bleach and ammonia. I glanced in and saw wet floors as if he just mopped, so I stayed the hell away from that one. One of my favorite myths, and this one transcends residential and commercial because I don't know why we got all these gnats. I bleach my drains every day. And you're just like, Jesus Christ. Well, what does that tell you about what bleach is doing? Which is absolutely nothing. And God help you if I go in there and do like a microbial foam treatment with, what's it called? Invade Biofoam in the can that we smell and stuff. I love that stuff, by the way. I use it in my own garbage disposal at home. But anyway, I digress.
Oh, yeah.
God help you if I foam your drains and you follow up with bleach and kill all that shit out. You know what? You're on your fucking own.
I always tell people at the inside of your drains, if you're like pouring your grease and shit down your drains, first of all, things breed in that protein buildup on the inside of the drain, and it's waterproof. So if you pour a liquid across it, it's just going to run right off of it and not affect anything underneath. So yeah.
I need to correct myself because I think I might have flipped some names around. That was Matt Martell that talked about the paper wasps. So thank you for that. Kyle Parker is no, actually we did do that right.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight's episode of Tales from the Crawl Space is brought to you by Woodford Reserve Distiller Select Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So that is a plug and a disclaimer. So.
And Jack Daniel's Old Number 7 Tennessee whiskey.
Indeed, yeah, and good old Coca-Cola. Dr. Pembroke, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany Burrow, and this is a great segue. She goes, had a guy tell me that vodka kills bed bugs, then proceeded to say that's why he drinks so much.
Well, I guess if you pickle yourself, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, man. You know what? And because just a few days ago, somebody put about, killing bugs with liquor. And, I said, yeah, I tried it with vodka. I used it to drink and it worked because I didn't bother having the bugs around, but it was not one of the smartest moves because it only had like about a 4-hour residual.
I'll have a Sterifab and orange juice, please.
Don't tempt me. Don't threaten me with a good time. Okay. Got one here from the one and only Russell Goswiller. That's right. Our own Pest Control Humor Depot's own warrior in the crusade of contempt against the 6 and 4-legged Jezebels of the sky, air, and soil. Russell says, Bait works once the rodents drink water. Okay. We know mice don't drink water. They get their moisture source from the food that they eat. Rats will drink the shit out of it, but anyway. Peppermint keeps mice away, and spraying all the baseboards at every service is what's working to keep the bugs out.
Yeah, well, that gets into the whole baseboard jockey debate, so we want to kind of avoid that one.
Not again.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to as well. Don't get me wrong, Russell. I really appreciate your contribution, but you know what? Bait works once the rodent drinks water. Yeah, that's total horseshit. Spraying all the baseboards. Yeah, I'm not going there. So, anyway.
Well, somebody can bait out of Pop Rocks.
That's right.
That'd be fun.
Oh, hell yeah. Howard Ellsworth, once again with the Irish Springs. But this time, not just rodents, but he also adds mosquitoes and pests in general.
Well, if you wash yourself, maybe.
Yes. I use it too. And he also adds mothballs for rats, snakes, and wildlife. I do have an interesting mothball story. Had some feral rabbits that lived underneath my mini barn, driving me batshit, eating my tomatoes, just generally, making my life a little less pleasant to live in. I got some mothballs. I threw them underneath the mini barn. Got a rabbit in the yard. Good old Max, my boy, goes out to chase that rabbit. Rabbit ducks right underneath the mini barn, and 2 seconds later, he is out of that mini barn, out from underneath it. Because I would credit the mothballs for that. I'm not saying it's a good long term because it was like the same day I put the mothballs out, and they got to wear off in a day or so. So, I would say, I would call bullshit on the mothballs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've the peppermint thing. I will say I've watched some college studies where they had this box with a plexiglass lid on it and a UV camera shining down on it, and they had like peanuts and other types of grain and stuff in one, and then another one with the same stuff, but with like peppermint oil. And the mice would run in the peppermint oil one and run back out. But in the other one, they just go tear that shit up. I don't know if it masks the scent in an enclosed space. I don't know. But there might be a little something to it in certain particular situations, possibly. Maybe. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. I got one here from Benjamin Miles, who sent it to me via Messenger. Thanks a lot for that. And it's once again, he goes, I have one for the Myths of Pest Control podcast. I couldn't tell you how many times a customer has asked if my rodenticide is the kind that makes rodents thirsty. Whether they're likely to be found dead in their sink or dog dish. Who's telling people this? I'll tell you who's telling people this.
Salesman.
Yeah.
Salesmen are telling people this, folks. Because it is the stock answer. Now, I'm not saying all salesmen do this, but it's the stock answer to the question that the customer always has. What happens to the mice when they eat the poison? Are they going to die in my house? The first thing some salesman will tell them is like, no, they're not going to die in your house. They're going to go outside and die. But then they're like, okay, that's good. Because they're going to look for water. Because, the average American house has absolutely no water in it.
None whatsoever.
No dishes, no sinks. So, yeah, it's one of those things that we're just going to have to deal with because I don't see this episode changing anything that, happens as far as these myths and stuff. But it's just nice to talk about them, kind of get them out in the air. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, for sure. Got any more of them? Any more good ones?
I think I got one more. Let me take a look here real quick. Yep. Nicholas Savasta. I'm going to go ahead and say this. How about those Irish Spring soap claims? Yeah. Okay. I'm Nicholas, thanks again for contributing. We really appreciate it. But I'm gonna ask you to rewind this episode and we've gone over this already. So thanks again. And that's pretty much all I got, Jack. And which was holy shit, man. I can't get over the response to this, man.
Well, there was one that I saw personally. I was working for Food Lion grocery stores in the area. It was a Copasan account, so I was going around doing them. They had to spend 2 hours at each one, which is fine. But apparently, in this region that I was in, someone was telling them in the deli where they put the fly lights entirely too high on the wall to take a Ziploc bag, put a penny in it, fill it full of water, and hang it from somewhere in the deli because it deters flies. No. All you've done is look like an idiot hanging a penny in a bag of water. So yeah, no, that doesn't work. But I tell you,
I've seen it. I've not seen it with the penny in it. I've just seen like sacks of water.
Right. Yeah. Apparently, a penny's what's working. They're penny sensitive flies over here. I guess it's the East Coast. We're weird out of here, anyways. But But we got a "You Can Suck It" from a reader or listener, rather. So what the fuck?
And now it's time for the "You Can Suck It" story of the day.
Okay, our anonymous friend says, there's a company based in Oregon that makes a mockery out of whoring out all the natural gimmick stuff. The main 50-foot barrier of a self-made pesticide, the active is citric acid, while just placing a fucking contract block in a flimsy station above the kitchens around dog food, the whole time telling the client, a 79-year-old sweetheart of a lady, it's safe because it's all natural. These fucks can suck it so hard that a Eurovan picks them up to get a front row seat to me whooping their asses.
Oh my God. Really?
It's just this all natural bullshit.
It's all natural shit.
I'm sorry. If you want your chakras aligned, get yourself some IC3. Other than that,
absolutely.
Just fucking pour that shit down the drain, please.
Yeah. I hope their next bowl of granola causes a massive bowel impaction.
Oh man, I tell you, I hope they get the what do you call it when you got to hit your penis with a hammer? What's that urinary tract thing? I hope that you pee cottage cheese from the infection in your urethra after using the brush. Yes, I hope you piss cottage cheese. I really do.
That's right. Oh,
you can suck it.
Yeah, I hope your cat that you rescued from the outside scratches up your John Denver album.
I hope your mom gets super, super drunk at her little bridge club and comes back and tries to suck your dick.
I hope your bottle of patchouli falls on your pillow and you have to breathe it in all night.
Oh, man, I hope your armpit hair, patchouli woman, gets hung up in your bra strap and you rip a big old chunk off and you take off that over-the-shoulder boulder holder.
Oh, man. Ugh. I hope your next girlfriend believes in all natural hygiene.
Rubbing them crystals under your armpits gets rid of the stink.
And not just the armpits, we're talking there.
Yeah. Caught in that 70s bush.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Well, all right, boys and girls.
I hope your next girlfriend puts you off of anchovy pizza for the rest of your life.
Oh, man. Smells like a Sunday at a seafood restaurant down in Underwears.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not talk about next week because we still have no idea what we're planning on doing. But the week after that, we got a good one.
Yes, we do.
We're going to sit on that one for a while, but we've already got that one kind of planned out and looking forward to getting that one out to you. Now, look, this weekend in a lot of the country is going to be a real motherfucker. We've got some really nasty weather coming in. Temperatures. We're getting the quote unquote Arctic blast, which is kind of like Elsa's queef, is hitting our nation. And so, you cheese bags and you other guys out there that are listening to the show, just be careful out there. Use common sense. Don't get yourself into a situation that's going to fuck you. It's the weekend. Hopefully, a lot of you don't have to do a lot of work, so you can kind of hunker down and ride the storm out. So
right.
So that's hopefully you guys get a chance to do that. Just be careful because we want you listening again. We don't want you get in a situation that's going to cause permanent deafness and you'll never get to listen to the podcast again.
Damn right. Damn right.
Yeah.
Be safe out there.
Exactly.
All right, boys and girls. So from Brad, myself, all the cheese bags that helped us out on tonight's show, and all the myths that are floating around, we ask you to kindly bug the fuck off.
Fuck the bug off.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Thanks for listening to Tales from the Crawlspace podcast. You can find us on just about every single podcast outlet there is online. So be sure to subscribe, and we'll have a new episode next week. Don't forget, you can find us on Instagram at TFTC Podcast, on Twitter at Crawlspace Tales, and you can also find us on Facebook at the Pest Control Humor Depot. See you next week.